Joining us now with stories trending around the world is OjyOkpe. Hello, Genix.
Good morning, Dr. Abati. How are you this morning?
Good
morning, Ayo.
Good morning.
I feel like I'm so far away from you guys. Good morning, Rufy on fire. How are you this morning?
You always hear.
Yes.
So she can feel close to us.
Ayo is always making everything feel better. Well, all right. Good morning to you, viewers. Let's begin what's trending in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, where activists Omoyele Sowore, Aloy Ejimakor, and 11 other free Nnamdi Kanu protesters were released from Kuje Prison on Monday. Sowore and the protesters were charged by the police for inciting public disturbance and disobeying court orders barring them from participating in protests at key government locations. The magistrate court had granted bail to the defendants last week and ordered them to present 2 sureties, each in the sum of 500,000 naira. However, moments after the bail ruling, security operatives reportedly bundled Sowore into a van, prompting outrage from his lawyers and supporters who accused the police of violating the court's order. Sowore, after his release, vowed to continue the protest.
Well, finally, we've just been released from illegal, unjust, unwarranted, and inhuman detention by the Bola Ahmed Tinubu regime, orchestrated by his illegal IGP, Kayode Egbetokun. And we are heading home, hopefully. In fact, I was supposed to be heading to Lagos for a protest for tomorrow. But we are still checking on the flight, if there's any flight tonight.
Have you seen the warning from the Lagos State government?
You know, they can warn themselves, they can't warn me. You can't warn me about my rights.
Yes.
They are the ones who have to warn themselves about their responsibilities. So it wasn't going to stop me. It is not the first time people who are paid to protect have become very likely responsible and warning people not to exercise their rights. So you can't warn me.
You know, their release brings temporary closure to their detention, though they still face charges of inciting public disturbance and must return for trial, raising ongoing questions about the limits of protest rights in Nigeria. Well, meanwhile, the leader of the indigenous peoples of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, on Monday refused to open his defense in the terrorism case filed against him by the federal government. While during the court proceedings, Kanu, who dismissed his legal team and chose to represent himself, told the court he found no legal basis for the charges after reviewing his case file. Well, Kanu argued that he should not be required to enter any defense for charges and urged the court to release him or grant him bail, where here is a video moment of the IPOB leader in court.
Okay, where's the lying news agency of Nigeria? Are they here? Those liars and deceivers, are they here? That distort the news. You don't know what law is. You don't know what justice is. Where's the news agency of Nigeria? What are they? You don't know that God is a God of justice. You don't know that? That God in heaven is a God of justice. You don't know that?
All right, Dr. Abati, I mean, talking about this whole court process, this dramatic shift in strategy from listing 23 high-profile witnesses to refusing to mount any defense at all, legal experts argue that it represents a high-risk legal gamble by challenging the very legal foundation of the charges rather than contesting the facts. Well, Kanu essentially asked the court to dismiss the case entirely. Dr. Abati, your thoughts on both stories?
First, let's look at some of the details. Before now, Nnamdi Kanu and his counsel, they had entered a plea of no case objection before the Court of Justice, James Omotosho, the trial judge. And the court said he had a case to answer. In other words, that no case submission was dismissed. And it was on the basis of that that the court now said he and his lawyers should enter the defense. The prosecution, having provided evidence and completed its presentation. Now, when they appeared in court again, Nnamdi Kanu said he was sacking his lawyers in open court. It is a prerogative of the accused person to say, well, I don't want to use these lawyers again. Upon which he then decided to defend himself. It is also within his right to say that he would defend himself. But having talked about 23 witnesses, he has now turned around to say what you refer to as high-risk gamble, that he had no difference to enter because he didn't think that there was any case in the matter. However, it is high risk because, one, he doesn't understand the legal issues involved. He has no legal experience. He doesn't know what the precedents are. So that's why the lawyers you quoted said it's a gamble. How is he going to defend himself? But he has other options to him, available to him. The court of law is a court of justice for the accused person and also for the state. And in that regard, the options available to Nnamdi Kanu now, one, he can say, well, he has heard what the prosecution has said, but he thinks he has no case. That will now be for the court to determine. However, the court being the court of justice is also going to weigh the evidence because the court will not just say, oh, because you say there is no case. The court has a duty to weigh the evidence provided by the prosecution because the scale of justice, has to be balanced. And it's after that, they may then ask him, that's Nnamdi Kanu, to enter a written address to respond to the allegations, to the evidence by the prosecution. Maybe he has the skill to even understand, what the prosecution is saying. And then after that, the court will now weigh in all the evidence as fairly as it can to ensure justice, now give a ruling. Now, after the judgment, the option that is also available to Nnamdi Kanu is that he can go on appeal. So the matter has not been resolved yet. Very quickly, as for Sowore and the 13 others. One, the right of assembly is guaranteed under Section 40 of the Constitution. And Sowore and the 13 others, they said they were having a peaceful protest. And there's no evidence that they engaged in any act of violence. They were arrested in the court of law on the grounds of unlawful assembly and causing public disturbance. That has not yet been proven. They also have the right to protest and the right of expression under Section 39 of the Constitution. Now they've been given very stringent conditions. 500,000 bail, you must bring your NIN, you must submit your international passport, but we just hope that justice will be done. The only objection that I see here is with the counsel to Nnamdi Kanu, Aloy Ejimakor, who decided to jump into the arena as an officer in the Temple of Justice. That's a resort to self-help on the part of counsel. But that's a matter, that can be considered at another level. But counsel should not descend into the arena and resort to self-help. It's the court of law that is the workshop of lawyers, not to carry banner on the streets.
All right. Sowore maintained that he wants to continue to protest. Sowore is the activist of our time. He's not relenting on that score. We'll head over to Plateau State now. Following the controversy surrounding the Christian genocide claims of an evangelist, Ezekiel Dachomo, original leader of the Church of Christ in Nations in Jos, who raised alarm that he received kidnapping and death threats after posting a video of the mass burial of Christian victims from a recent attack in the Heipang community near Jos. Dachomo, who made the original video as proof of what he claims is a Christian genocide and to show how Christians were being terrorized and persecuted, has responded defiantly in a new video. In this follow-up video, he passionately pleads that if he is kidnapped, no one should pay his ransom, stating that his blood will instead raise the war necessary for Christian liberation. Let's take a look.
We are showing them love, but they didn't see. I don't know whether I'll be the next. But for me, I've already told my family, my members, if they kidnap me, nobody should contribute 1 kobo. My grave will speak. My blood will raise war that will lead to Christian liberation. That day is coming. I'm just waiting for them. Even I will tell them, please kill me quickly. Because nobody will bring kobo. And if they call home, they will tell them our daddy covenant last will that we should never pay a kobo. Please kill him. Because my blood will be useful while I'm in the grave. he will fight to finish him.
Very intense. Ayo, this development adds a deeply personal and perhaps a dangerous dimension to the Christian genocide debate in Nigeria. Dachomo's willingness to risk his life by documenting what he believes is a systematic persecution and his stance of refusing ransom payment if kidnapped demonstrates the intensity of his conviction. I'll take some reactions before I come to you, Ayo. Yemi wrote, "Good video. But you are framing this as if only Christians are being kidnapped. Even Muslims complain about these same attacks. These headers invade farms, destroy crops, and kill people. It's not religion, it's tribal impunity. Both sides condemn it. Both suffer. So why fuel division when you know the truth? What you are stoking, future generations won't recover from. We Nigerians call ourselves intelligent. So ask yourself, why the sudden foreign interest? The same countries showing concern watch gun violence, drugs, unsolved murders, and kidnappings destroy their own people daily, including Christians. On their watch, they ignored Christian Palestinians being killed and displaced. So put your thinking cap. Fellow Nigerians, yes, we have problems, but we must fix them ourselves." Another ex-user wrote, "That man is speaking from a place of real fear. When people start saying things like this, you know the system has failed completely. Nobody should be living with that kind of terror in their own country." Ayo, over to you.
Thank you so much. That man, I don't even beyond fear, was frustration. And people who have spoken and spoken with nothing being done. In recent times, in the Bakinladi local government, Waruru, Tatu, and Lawuru areas, they say that a group of worshippers were indiscriminately shot at. I think the most worrying part of that report was that they said they'd actually gotten intelligence, informed security agencies, and nothing was done. When the system or when your country fails you consistently, then unfortunately people now resort to either self-help or calling outsiders to come and save them. And this is what the Nigerian state doesn't like. This interference, seeming interference by, America, Senator Ted Cruz raising it up and now being potentially listed as a country of particular concern. Can we, beyond, Daniel Bwala going to hold stakeholder meetings with, bishops, can we actually listen to the voice of the North Central, especially in Plateau, Jos? We have heard of these things, but for a long time, we have turned our eyes and closed our ears off from this. If you speak to a lot of Christian leaders in these areas, Oji, the story is horrible. A number of Christians are being killed. We can no longer continue to bury our heads in sand, ostrich-wise, and pretend that, it is not happening. They are coming out to speak. They are releasing videos. It's a shame that the international community had to speak up for us to begin to run helter-skelter to find a solution to this problem. I hope that Bishop Reverend Dachomo will not have to be kidnapped or killed for his blood to speak out. Too much blood has been spilled already in these areas. Yes. Can we rise up? The service chiefs had a closed-door meeting with the president yesterday, and his charge to them was that they should immediately address security concerns. I hope that top on that agenda is this concern for Christians in Nigeria who are finally speaking up to say that this is happening in their community. Let us not play ostrich. Listen to them and take action. No more blood spill in the North Central, especially in Plateau. Just these areas have cried out for too long and nothing has been done.
Thank you.
It's time for them to take action.
Rufai, you had something to say about the ex-user. Just a quick second so you can take this.
So a quick one. That ex-user was trying to mitigate the plight of the man. You see, the pastor that came out and showed that video.
They're the first ex-user.
The first ex-user.
Yemi.
The pastor, Yemi, and in response to Yemi, the pastor was showing the plight that he failed as at that point in time. We're not saying people are not being killed. Muslims are being killed. Christians are being killed. Should they even be killed in the first place? But the question I'd like to ask Yemi is, the people in those graves the pastors were showing, who were they?
They were Christians.
Sefini Labam.
Well, all right. We'll continue to follow up on this story. We'll take another story now. Former presidential candidate Peter Obi has reacted to allegations of mismanagement labeled against the Nigeria Football Federation after a viral social media post from FIFA featuring an image of half-completed burning Kebbi Stadium in Kebbi State, built on the FIFA Forward program and co-founded with the Nigerian Football Federation, sparked controversy and criticism over the weekend. Well, the photo, which was used as FIFA's profile banner on X and Facebook, went viral days after football critic Chinedu Mobike publicly accused the NFF of mismanaging millions of dollars allocated for the stadium and another unfinished facility in Delta State. In response to the backlash, the NFF issued a statement on Saturday defending its operations by asserting that all funding received from FIFA is a purpose-specific and that both FIFA and the Confederation of African Football annually audit the Federation's account. Well, in a post on X, Peter Obi criticized the Nigerian Football Federation, stating that the unfinished Kebbi Stadium exemplifies how corruption permeates all facets of the nation, while also noting that the NFF has reportedly received approximately $25 million from FIFA and CAF since 2013, with little or nothing to show for it. Well, Obi recounted his own experience as governor of Anambra State, where a promised fully funded FIFA stranded stadium in Awka never materialized, forcing his administration to divert resources towards constructing smaller grassroots sports facilities. And I'll read Peter Obi's post on X in part. It was quite lengthy, so I'm taking some of it. Peter Obi wrote, FIFA's recent revelation about the mismanagement of funds released to Nigeria's Football Federation for stadium development and youth talent growth is both sickening and shameful. It perfectly mirrors the broader decay in how our scarce national resources are handled. I am certain that further investigations would reveal even worse realities than what we currently know. I have always maintained that those who accuse us of demarketing Nigeria for speaking the truth and exposing corruption are the very ones who thrive on corruption and deceit. The real demarketers of Nigeria are the incompetent leaders who have forged their way to wealth through the mismanagement and theft of public funds, resources that should have been used to provide schools, healthcare, and employment for our youth and to nurture their talents. We cannot continue to watch our sports decline while corruption flourishes. Our youth are our most prized assets, yet we have destroyed their future and then turned around to label them Yahoo boys, when in truth, the leaders who have robbed them in their future are the real Yahoo of our nation. Rufai.
The truth is this not a reflection of Nigeria? Is it today we've been hearing about corruption everywhere? If the NFF think they have another story to tell, let them give us an audited account. Every cost spent on that stadium they have in Kebbi, empirical cost across board, the cost of the turf, the cost of the grounds, what they have spent on it, the cost of the stands. And let us match them with prevailing costs. But is it today we've heard scandals about stadium? No. So let's stop acting like, oh, the NFF is a bastion of civility of some sort, or the sports ministry are a bastion of civility of some sort. It's a reflection of Nigeria. And when corruption happens, it dampens the potential of a lot of people.
Absolutely.
Corruption steals the future from people and destroys the future from people. I have seen some people trying as much as possible to react. You know, some people's job now is anything Peter Obi says, they want to put on his parade, like Aaron will say.
It was trending recently about the Yahoo boys comment.
So
right?
they want to, but you see, but thank God I've quickly answered them by saying that President Tinubu also said Yahoo boys will be converted to chip manufacturers. Till today we are waiting for President Tinubu. With the Yahoo boys, he said they are going to convert to manufacturing chip. Where are the chip companies in Nigeria? He promised to during his election now. Just like they talked about this. You see, when we criticize the system, it's because we want things to be done properly. We want sanity in this country. But what we have seen is corruption and a deafening level of insanity in stealing.
All right.
So if the NFF has their own side of the story, they should bring out the books. The contractor that built it should tell us how much he spent. Let's see the books. Let's see the bill of lading. Let's see all the quotes.
All right. Well, speaking about infrastructure development, in another development, the Minister of Works, David Umahi, has extended condolences to Asian community in Kacha local government area of Niger State following the tragic tanker explosion that claimed over 40 lives last week. The minister sent a delegation to condole with the family of the victims. While expressing deep sorrow, Umahi stated that the federal government remains committed to improving road conditions to prevent similar accidents. He highlighted the urgent need to accelerate the ongoing reconstruction of the Lambata-Lapai-Agei-Bida Road and directed the contractor, Messrs. CGC Limited, to quickly deploy more resources and approach the work from multiple locations or face decisive action. And this is a good commendation by David Umahi, as always responding, when challenges are brought to his front. Remember, if you recall, Dr. Bati, you weren't here when we took the story of the Niger tragedy. That road infrastructure, the critical road, Atiku had raised alarm about the fact that that road is a major road that transports petroleum to the northern states. And David Umahi has charged the contractors to either finish the job that is already under construction or be fired. Meanwhile, a viral video showing the deplorable state and severe flooding of the Ayetoro-Itele Road in Ogun State has sparked a debate over the government's responsiveness on critical infrastructure, especially roads. In the video, a man could be heard appealing directly to the Ogun State Governor, Dakwa Abiodun, and President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to rescue their people, as cars were shown stuck deep in water and crowds were unable to navigate their way through flooded roads. Let's take a look.
The situation of this road, Itele Road, Ayetoro, Lagos Interbando, this is Ogun side. This is Lagos side. You can see how car will park, and the road is the Lagos side is very okay. People have to queue and wait for this water to flow before they can pass. Even presently, there are some cars stuck, which sure that those cars will be damaged, stuck inside the water there. You can see. People cannot perceive many of these cars. Even people, everybody just have to wait. Government, that Abiodun will call on you. Yayi, the senator of Ado daughter, will call on you. You guys should come and rescue your people. This is not the government we want. This is not the one we vote for. This is not the one we pray for.
All right, Dr. Bati, this video has sparked a debate on who is responsible for that road. Reports indicate that the road is a constituency project of the National Assembly under Senator Solomon Olamilekan Adiola Yayi, but funded by the federal government of Nigeria. Well, in response, the Ogun State Governor, Dakwa Abiodun, acknowledged the viral video, stating that his administration is actively tackling major federal roads projects within the state. He highlighted that in the same local government, he successfully engaged the federal government to allow the state to reconstruct the Lagos-Ota-Abeokuta 70 kilometers dual carriage road, which he noted is the second busiest road in Nigeria and is currently under construction. Furthermore, he pointed out that similar action was taken in another local government to reconstruct the nearly 30 kilometers Agbara-Atang-Lusada dual-carriage federal road, which leads to the Agbara Industrial Estate and had been abandoned for years. Dakwa Abiodun noted that the state government is currently repairing the major Sango-Ijoko-Lambert Road, another federal road spanning over 25 kilometers. So it's good to see governors showing workings at this point. So you see, it's also, when we see such videos, we always have to question who is responsible. But apparently it's a constituency project funded by the federal government, Ogun people. We've always talked about constituency projects, though. But Dr. Bati, this is your constituent.
No, road construction is not about constituency project. It's the responsibility of the executive. What we call a constituency project is grossly abused by Nigerian officials. However, the problem we usually have is that many of these roads that these governors have to deal with they are federal roads. And there has been conflict between the state governments and the federal government over who should take care of these roads. Even when governors like Governor Dachomo volunteer to repair the roads. The issue, as we saw during General Buhari's period, is about repayment for the roads. There's always some disagreement between the federal officials and the state officials. The state governors will say, I have a responsibility to provide good roads for my people. The federal government will say, well, you have inflated the price. So there's always a problem about the costing.
Yeah.
And I think what is important is that in terms of classification, we have state roads, we have federal roads. I think both parties, either it is state or federal, should be responsible, should be alive to their responsibilities, because no Nigerian deserves to have issues in terms of transportation, in terms of infrastructure. The Tinubu administration has said that, you know, it's committed to providing quality infrastructure for the Nigerian people. And I think we should continue to see evidence in that regard.
Yes.
Now, the road, the Lampai road that you refer to, the project was awarded many years back. And the phase one of it, the contractors have refused to function. Now the Tinubu government is there. The Minister of Works had to send his director technical for the Niger Central area to go and look at that road. And now the contractors are being given marching orders. It's just for government to be attentive, because nobody deserves to go on bad roads.
I like that.
The Lampai road, the tanker explosion, was caused because the road was in a bad state. And imagine the loss of lives and you know, all of that. But you are doing a great job by pointing out this problematic roads. Whether it's in Ogun State, or it's in Anambra, or it's in Delta State, anywhere, because the awareness often helps.
I like that point. And it's good that the governments that have been called out are responsive and they are responding and showing workings, like the way Dakpa Abiodun showed all the roads that he has already constructed during his time in office. Please send in more videos. We'll turn our attention now.
The bad road catcher of
Nigeria. Infrastructure, anything, schools, everything. Just send it. I'll highlight them. I'll highlight them. Why? Because you have
I will give you examples in Lagos State. Don't start to.
You have no reason to talk about Ogun State.
Don't start. I will give you many examples.
You send them to me and I will highlight them. You know I will do that. I have no bias.
Okay. Really?
Well,
no bad road in Lagos.
Rufai, leave out here today now.
Is your traffic light working? Around your area. The traffic light you've been complaining.
All right. Send in the videos. Well, I'd say also kudos to Dakpa Abiodun for those roads. I actually went through all of the roads that he has repaired so far. Well, let's now turn our attention to comments made by Senator Ned Nwoko, who made headlines last week after his estranged wife, Nollywood actress Regina Daniels, accused him of domestic violence in a viral video. Well, the senator has offered justifications for his polygamous lifestyle, stating that he pities men with one wife. Ned Nwoko made the comments on live television, saying that the difficulty of standing on a single leg influences decision to have more than one wife. Let's take a look.
Just imagine telling you to stand on one leg. You know how difficult it is. But to stand on 2, 3, 4 is much more balanced. That's just the example I gave. Wow. Do you understand it? So I feel sorry for those who have one wife, because it's difficult to stand on one leg.
And you don't have any regrets?
No.
If you have your way, you still
I
marry
will
more.
do the same thing again
and again.
Of course, yes.
And you have a knack of marrying beautiful women, young ones too.
This is the way it is. And that's the way it should be.
But you're not the ones that beat them.
You should marry who you want to marry.
You're not the one that beats them.
No, come on. I am not a violent person. I respect my wives. I love them. And I love my kids. No, not at all.
All right, he has clarified that he is not a wife beater. He's not violent. He loves his wife. Ned Nwoko is married to 4 wives. I don't know about, the timing of these public defenses of polygamy among serious domestic violence allegations. Well, while polygamy is legal and culturally accepted in many Nigerian communities, the senator's characterization of monogamy as standing on one leg and expressing pity for monogamous men has sparked debate about respecting diverse marital choices in a multicultural society. Online.
So,
Ofi.
I mean, Oji, with due respect, so
Yes.
what happened on that day? I think we should
We
be
don't
able
know.
to. No, we should
We're
be able.
still
No, we
investigating.
should be able to investigate,
Yes.
and appropriate sanctions should be meted out, because what appeared to us that day was a case of violence, and which the lawyers in the house, violence is not supposed to be reported to the authorities.
Well, domestic violence is assault. We have the Violence Against Persons Prohibition Act.
But we don't know if Regina has reported to the police. Has he?
Let me finish.
I'm just asking
Let
a
me
question.
finish. Regina
Has
has.
she?
The state is supposed to
Oh,
be able
okay.
to take these matters up
Without reporting.
because we saw broken glass.
I just want to know.
Is it not? Is it not?
I don't know. You tell us.
Is it not in this
the
country
lawyers, yeah.
that EFCC claimed that they saw a story in the newspaper and because of that they called somebody in for questioning? So the state should be allowed to. Is it when they kill Regina?
Especially because he's a senator.
Is it when they kill
Yes.
Regina?
Especially
If it's
because he's
another
a
man that this
Yes.
thing happened in their quarters now,
Yeah.
we will not hear the last of it.
Yeah.
But we should be able to also have what transpired. So there should be an investigation that should be opened up.
Yes.
And since then,
Agree with you.
all of his colleagues that are sitting there with him, have we even transpired to ask? Where are the women saying anyway? Natasha can't talk, because if Natasha talk, they will turn it about her. But what about the other women said? At least we should be able to ask.
Yes.
Because we keep talking about a
Good point
country
to
where we
find.
can protect women's rights.
Yes.
Secondly, see, a man has his right to his marital choices. Like he says, that's his own belief. You will see other men that will say, I've been married to one wife and she's been the love of my life.
Yes.
And for me, I believe it's a one man, one woman thing.
One man, one woman.
That's just my prerogative. So, but I can't also fault him for his
Alright.
marital choice. That's what he makes it. But what I am concerned about is what transpired on that night. And Regina too should be allowed to talk.
Yes.
Because there are a lot of women that are dying in silence.
Yes.
And I have experience in this matter. I did a
Alright.
show on Radio Cultural Life Issues where I had to hear the cry of a lot of women. And one woman die in silence
Yes.
in this country. So what happened that night should be investigated.
Yes.
And I think that's what we should ask him.
Yes.
What transpired that night?
Yes.
It's not that someone say I'm not a violent person. We saw broken bottles everywhere. Is it when people play Nollywood Love in Tokyo?
Rufai, table shaker.
When broken bottles were
Yes.
everywhere?
I agree with you 100%.
Yes,
This
it's
matter
simple.
has to be investigated. Domestic violence is no joke. But I don't want us to move away from the main story, which is about polygamy as well. But we have to go.
Yeah,
But go ahead.
Marital choices.
Yes.
I think, although if you do marry legally in the court, you're only allowed one wife.
Yes.
Dr. Bati, right? Because it's under
the law of bigamy.
In Nigeria.
Yeah, under the law of Nigeria, but under customary law, you
It's
can
a
marry.
relatively dead law.
Yeah, well, under customary law, you can marry more than one wife.
Yeah.
But this is assertion that is better for ask the men that are married to multiple wives.
All right.
If given the chance, they would have the opportunity or they would take the choice of marrying multiple
Dr.
wives.
Bati, are you smiling?
I'm not smiling.
No, I
Because I'm not interested in whatever choice Ned Nwoko makes. I
Yes.
think the substantive point is about domestic violence.
That is it, yes.
Which is frowned upon under the violation, the
Violence against persons.
Violence Against
Yes.
Persons Prohibition Act of 2015.
All right.
And then we should be asking Ned Nwoko what he is doing in the National Assembly. We are not interested in what happens in his bedroom.
Yeah.
How many bills has he moved?
All right.
How many motions has he moved? In June, he said he has moved 20 motions and he has defended 30 bills.
All right.
It should be about productivity.
Right.
Not all these are lawmakers who go to the National Assembly and they are just moonlighting around the place
Okay, sorry, I
without
interrupted
concrete
Ayo. I'm
efforts.
sorry. Just
I was
land.
just going
Sorry.
to get to that point.
Yeah.
The reason why it's important for a lawmaker with his personal life like this is because they are the ones that are the custodians of our laws.
Yes. Right.
If you believe in a particular cause, you don't see anything wrong with beating women. If they bring a bill against domestic violence, you vote against it. And that is why around the world, public officers who hold the trust of the
private life
people,
matters, yes.
yes, it matters.
Yeah,
and that's
matters.
why when you are fraudulent in your private life,
Not the
it is a
same-
precursor.
Is this not the same National Assembly where one funny senator
Brought many wives.
brought 3 wives
Yes.
and said that this is clear evidence that I'm a responsible man?
We
All
must
right.
Well,
remember
I
that.
guess
Stable.
sitting with 2 women, 3 women every day shows that I'm a responsible man. On the Rice News.
Next time, I'm going to bring the topic of polygamy on this table. You must discuss it.
No, I don't know anything about polygamy.
Well, all right. Shall we now
Let
take
Ned
our
Nwoko
story?
worry about his own problem.
Shall we now take our story on the milestones? We promised to bring you the celebration of Chief Kensington Adebutu, popularly known as Baba Ijebu, who marked his 90th birthday with a grand celebration held at the Eko Hotel in Lagos, attracting numerous prominent Nigerians to mark his entry into the revered league of nonagenarians. Born on October 24, 1935, in Iperuremu, Ogun State, Chief Adebutu's life represents a remarkable journey of entrepreneurship and nation building. Chief Adebutu is largely known for his diverse business interests spanning construction, oil and gas, real estate and hospitality, all of which have significantly contributed to the Nigerian economy. However, it is his gaming behemoth, Premier Lotto Limited, that gave him the iconic nickname Baba Ijebu. Incorporated in 2001, the company has grown into a mega franchise for lottery and sports betting services, now overseeing 16,000 retail gaming representatives across Nigeria. Baba Ijebu is a recipient of several national honors, including Officer of the Order of the Niger and Commander of the Order of the Niger, recognizing his immense contributions to national development. Dignitaries, including the Oni of Ife, Oba Adeyeye Ogunwusi, joined him in celebrating the milestone. Well, President Tinubu also joined well-wishers in celebrating Chief Adebutu, calling him a friend and reliable brother who embodies the virtues of hard work, honor, and compassion. As he celebrates this milestone, Baba Ijebu stands as living proof that Nigerian entrepreneurs can build world-class businesses that create value, generate employment, and earn national recognition. Happy 90th birthday, Baba Ijebu. Happy birthday. The Ogun State sons. I'm sure you all are very proud. Very proud. Yes.
In fact, he didn't just stop there. For his birthday, he gave different towns about 4 billion naira for development costs. I think he gave Ipara, he gave Ikene, he gave Peru. 4 billion in total.
Fantastic.
Just for development costs. I think maybe even gave Peru more for development.
Happy 90th birthday. I wanted to take the video, but I would like for you to just quickly comment on Baba Ijebu, 30 seconds.
I mean, Baba Ijebu, Chief Adebutu, is one of those major entrepreneurs that we have had in Nigeria, and who, apart from making money, in this case, owed money.
Yes.
There's something called owed money. Money that is from enterprise, from hard work, from dedication, from commitment to society, as opposed to many of these younger generation people whose source of wealth we do not know. So it's about virtue and integrity. That's what he represents.
Fantastic.
And he's also a major philanthropist.
Correct.
But for this older generation, the major concern will be about succession.
Fantastic.
How do you build succession?
Fantastic.
How do you hand over to the next generation?
Well done.
But congratulations to him.
Yes, congratulations to him and his family. Happy 90th birthday. Good news from Ogun State. I'd love to
we always have good news.
The Gateway State for today. Ogun State, no, they carry last.
You know how many questions I talk about Ogun State.
All right.
I'd love to thank you when it rains, all the roads
flooded.
Can I thank you all for your great analysis on the morning show today? They will not allow me. Can I sign out? Thank you for your great analysis as always on What's Trending. Well, I hope you all enjoyed that. That's all I have for you guys on What's Trending today. I'll see you all tomorrow.